They had to wear the same mask that everyone wears. And at this time, they're like, you know what? I don't care anymore. Like, I don't care to take off the mask. I don't care if I show my true self if everyone comes at me. This, it's like they feel like they have to do this. They have to stand in their truth. And they're also having this realization that that is why so many people come at you. Like, you don't wear the mask. You don't fake it to fit in. You show up as your true self, and that scares people. That intimidates people. Like, people, like, you're a very divine being, and so there's something about you that really throws people off and scares them because you're not trying to conform. You're not um, molding yourself to fit in like everyone else is. And so it makes people feel uncomfortable because it reflects to them how much they're hiding behind the mask of conforming to fit in. And you're not doing that. And that upsets people. And they're like, they want to like make you fit in or like make you fit the mold because you have the confidence to be different and they don't. So that could be why like a lot of people that are operating from like a lower level energy tend to like come for you, or just um, you tend to kind of go through like a lot because you're showing up in your hi there. So I already have all the cards laid out. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Beasts and the Chariot. Ooh, and the Fool. So you could be moving towards a new beginning, a new start. With the other person, we have the Two of Curses. In the viewer, we have the Six of Swords. So the other person could have been having a hard time making a decision. They were like being very complacent and kind of not choosing or not making a choice due to having a lot of anxiety. It's like one of those things where you're kind of like so overwhelmed, you just like don't do anything. You just don't make a choice. Or like, yeah, feeling overwhelmed in by either direction. So they didn't really know what was right. So they're currently coming out of this energy. Um, it's like they're able to handle their demons. They have the tools to handle whatever comes up around them. So they could have kind of went through like kind of a hermit period of like drawing in to heal, and now they're ready to move forward and have like a fresh start or a new beginning. It's like they realize that they have a lot more tools. So it's like they healed a lot more within themselves. They have a lot more tools to access to be able to communicate and just like navigate and handle different things that come up, so they don't feel like so stuck, held down. Oh yeah, we have the hermit right here. So they definitely just like took a time out within themselves to heal and figure out how to navigate these things. So it's easier for them to like move through this energy now. Yeah, something could have happened in their life that like forced them to take a time out and heal and like address these certain things. And now it's like so much more obvious to them all of these different tools that they have within themselves, so they don't get as held down and stuck. It's like they're not fighting as many demons, and so they're able to move forward and make progress in their life. It's not as overwhelming to think about like starting over, starting again. Yeah, so they're the other person's in a really healthy place. With the Six of Swords, I just heard like travel, like you could be in a place where you're like moving from one area to another, or just kind of in an adjustment. You could have a desire to relocate or to travel, or for something could be happening around you that's like forcing you to surrender to the possibility of relocating. You could be like just moving into a healthier space after dealing with something kind of chaotic. It's like you're starting to move forward, um, out of this like intense energy that's been around you, and just come to like a more harmonious place. Um, you could be kind of like defensive or just navigating something kind of intense. So we have the Nine of Swords and the connecting energy. I feel like now that the other person has had some time to heal, they have a lot of regrets over how things happened in the past or how they treated you in the past. So this could definitely be someone to where like you connected and you got like a false start or something. It's like um you could have had a really strong connection and felt like they really liked you, or that they felt the same way, but then they didn't take action, or um they didn't choose you or move towards you because they were too overwhelmed with what they were going through in their own life. And they could have a lot of regrets. It could be kind of eating them up at this time. It's like they could have that could be a big reason why they have a strong desire to like move towards you and have this like new start, regardless of whatever they're going to have to navigate, like knowing that it might be kind of difficult, or yeah, there may be like people around the connection that are going to like be not approve or be judgmental, or they feel like they're going to have to like put out a lot of fires along the way, or through the like put in a lot of work or something, but it feels worth it because now that they've had like some time to heal, they could see like how problematic or hurtful the way they handled things in the past was. Um, it's like they understand that they were doing this due to like their own anxiety, or yeah, that's just like how they handled their feelings. At that time they would just kind of like shut down, shut the world out, like go into hermit mode, go ghost, just like retreat within themselves, like in their room or something. Yeah, not really act. They just got really overwhelmed by like again their own demons. It's like they were their own worst enemy or working against themselves in some way. They were dealing with just like a lot of internal stuff, a lot of anxiety. So um yeah, there's this, oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, there's this energy to where it's kind of like eating them up or overwhelming them, their regret of whatever they did in the past. But instead of handling it the way they did in the past and getting like held down or like beating themselves up or being like, okay, well, I already messed up, so there's nothing I could do about it. It's like they're choosing to face this head on and like work through this and like yeah, face this in a way they wouldn't normally. So instead of shutting it out, it's like they want to face this and directly like choose to tackle this head on. So they could like want to reach out and communicate. They could be like moving towards you at this time. So that's where like they are ready to um kind of take things on, like take accountability, um like handle whatever they need to handle as they feel like it's worth it to like move forward and acknowledge the way that they feel, or like mistakes that they made. So you could be in a place where it's like something's going on in your life and you're needing to like move or relocate or travel in a different direction, and then they're also like coincidentally traveling towards you, to kind of like make amends or to express their regret for how they acted in the past. So there's this interesting kind of like where you're divinely meeting up, um, at the right time or the same time. Um, you're both kind of like traveling, but you could be more just like intuitively. With the viewer's case, it could be more out of like necessity because there's something going on around you really intense. And so it's like you're having to kind of like defend yourself or move into like a better space for yourself. Whereas this other person is, kind of like coming out of a period of drawing within themselves and doing a lot of work on themselves. They have a lot of understanding of how they messed up in the past. And it's like they want to come towards you and express that, explain how they feel and where they were at and the conclusions they've come to and like how much they've grown, the tools that they have now. Yeah, their energy towards you is the devil in the reverse. So they've just grown and healed, and a lot of the things that were holding them down, holding them back, um, causing them to just feel like debilitated and like they couldn't move forward and make decisions for themselves. It's like they, were lacking self control in a lot of ways. They could have had like certain vices, addictions, just certain things that they, fell back on. But yes, now they've been able to free themselves and remove themselves from certain, environments, toxic habits, places. It's like they're finally been able to set healthier boundaries in their life, not indulge in certain places, people, things that were not good for them, anything that was kind of like holding them back from being able to make the right choice to move forward and connect with you. Um, they've released themselves or removed themselves from this energy. And, once they were able to do that, that could have really contributed to them feeling more free and like less, held down and overwhelmed emotionally. So once they remove themselves from whatever environment that could have been influencing them, controlling them so much, or like certain habits or things that were really holding them back in certain ways and they didn't even realize, like once they stepped out of this, then that's when they could have gotten a lot of clarity to be like, okay, um, they feel as though they really hurt something that could have like appeared to help like guide them, or, they feel like you came into their life and you wanted to like help them, or spirit could have been working through you to communicate certain things to them that they needed, but they just couldn't see that at the time. Or they could like they could have went with like there could have been a lot of people like against the connection, or like a lot of people against you, or like judgmental for some reason. Yeah, you could get like a lot of haters or something, or just, there's something where it's like you have to kind of like protect yourself from a lot of people around you for some reason. And so they could have kind of fallen into that energy. So they feel like they somehow grouped up with other people to hurt you in some way. And they have a lot of regrets for that. Um, they feel like they should have like defended you and helped to protect you and helped you to like fight your battle instead of being complacent or contributing to that battle. It's like they feel as though because they did nothing, they may as well have hurt you in the same way that everyone else was, or something. It's like they feel like they were too weak to do anything about it, to defend you. They had like their own something else that had power or control over them that was like stopping them from being able to like snap out of some energy and like do the right thing and like protect you, defend you, help guide you. it's like they saw that that's what you wanted to do for them, but they felt like they couldn't give that energy back to you or make that choice for you for some reason. There was like some sort of outside energy, then they were feeling like they were like a victim to that, and it was like outside of their control, when in reality they had the choice to like stop that or to remove themselves from that, and they finally had that realization, so they're no longer struggling in that way. So then with that becomes further realizations of like how much they really hurt you. So it's like they want to face that head on and like communicate with you, even if you're going to like bite their head off, or it's like they're not worried about like going against others or what other people are going to think about you, because they feel as though, like I said, they inadvertently somehow, like, not necessarily they directly worked with others to hurt you, but somehow something that they did like gave other people like more power to hurt you or something. So it's like they want to not necessarily team up with you to fight those people, but just like help defend you or protect you from this outside influence or some sort of like negative outside opinion that they can see has really hurt you and impacted you a lot over time. So say you have this reputation of someone who can like get kind of hot and like bite people's head off, like it could be because you're the type of person that's like just been really hurt a lot in the past. And then there's something about like just some sort of like public information or reputation, or you could just be really defensive, like you don't really trust others, or you've had a lot of people take advantage of you or like push you to the point where then you have to like defend yourself by um like speaking out or something, and then yeah, it's somehow gotten like turned around on you quite a bit, to where there's like something public around you, something like yeah, where you feel like a lot of people um come at you or something. But yeah, it feels like it's really unfair and it's been like really hurtful to you, and this other person can really see how they feel bad, like they didn't do enough to like help you, or um what they did like contributed to your struggle or made it worse, or yeah, now that they don't are not letting like outside influences control them so much, they can see how just hurtful everything was for you, or like what you've truly been going through. There's something here where like you've either been like outcast from a situation, or like it's like nobody's been able to hear your side of the story in a situation, so it's like an unfair um your energy towards them. We have the Three of Cups in the reverse. So definitely you could feel as though they like betrayed you, or um again, not necessarily like they worked with others to hurt you specifically, but you could feel like they chose others over you. You could feel very hurt and betrayed by the fact that they like listened to the outside opinion or let other people's opinion influence them, or kind of like hold more weight or control them more than like what you were saying or your connection. I'm sorry, I forgot one of the messages, so I was just trying to see if it would come back. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, for you, it's like you're not sure the degree to which they were necessarily working with others or teaming up with others, or it's not like you feel as though they were consciously just working with other people to hurt you directly, or um, contributing to that directly, but there's this energy to where they allowed that, whatever this outside energy is, they allowed that to like influence the way they treated you or the way the connection went, or allowed that to be an influence, and that's why things like fell apart. Or it's like on some level you have an intuitive understanding of like that that's what went wrong, or that that's what happened, if you will, but it's like you're not sure the degree in which it was happening consciously for this other person. But it's like either way you just feel very betrayed, by them allowing like some sort of outside energy that's already been very hurtful to you to then further like influence things. Or there's an energy to where you're like, if that was the case, why didn't they come to me and just like talk to me, or like give me the opportunity to give my side of the story? Or it's like they could have connected with you and then seen like you for themselves, or got to know you for themselves, but then they let something else influence them, or the outside opinion influence them. So um that could be like the most hurtful part, is that they didn't kind of like go with how they felt, or how they felt like the direction they felt things could go in. um but also you could know on some level that like they had a lot of like their own issues. um but it's like you can't help but feel kind of like betrayed due to whatever this like situation is that you've had to go through, like influencing this in some way, or this person influencing that, vice versa, or either way. So it's definitely been just kind of difficult and painful, and the other person here is really aware of that, and they have a lot of regrets at this time. I feel as though it's like kind of like, again, like eating them alive, or eating at them to the point where they feel like they have no choice but to like overcome or face their fear, or like move towards you, and kind of deal with whatever consequences there are for that. um, or like manage whatever kind of energy that brings into their life, because they could have just like newly freed themselves from some sort of drama or influence around them. But the main thing is like they're no longer letting that affect the way they see you or treat you or act in this connection. So they could, it's like they want to move forward and have like a fresh start or a new start with the Chariot and the Fool. It's like have a brand new beginning, move forward and have like a brand new beginning, kind of like release the past, start over, start fresh. So we have the Five of Curses. So definitely they made a shit decision, right? Um they let a lot of like lower level, low vibrational like fears, um things that they should have just been letting go and releasing and not hanging on to. They let a lot of that stuff hold them back, drag them down, and influence their thinking, their choices, the way they acted in this relationship. And they feel like that was just really toxic of them. So at this time, in the present energy, we have the Ten of Cups. And so this person is waking up and they're removing themselves from the group. So before, that's where like it's like I don't feel like they're like directly teaming up with people in order to like take you down or like do certain things, but they could have just been like so had such a desire to fit in with other people, to be accepted by other people, to be liked by other people, that they felt as though they had to wear the same mask that everyone wears. And at this time, they're like, you know what? I don't care anymore. Like, I don't care to take off the mask. I don't care if I show my true self, if everyone comes at me. This, it's like they feel like they have to do this, they have to stand in their truth. And they're also having this realization that that is why so many people come at you. Like, you don't wear the mask, you don't fake it to fit in, you show up as your true self. And that scares people, that intimidates people. Like, people, like, you're a very divine being, and so there's something about you that really throws people off and scares them, because you're not trying to conform, you're not um, molding yourself to fit in like everyone else is. And so it makes people feel uncomfortable, because it reflects to them how much they're hiding behind the mask of conforming to fit in, and you're not doing that. And that upsets people. And they're like, they want to like make you fit in, or like make you fit the mold, because you have the confidence to be different and they don't. So that could be why like a lot of people that are operating from like a lower level energy tend to like come for you, or just um, you tend to kind of go through like a lot, because you're showing up in your authentic energy. So the more that this person wakes up and doesn't allow all this stuff to hold them down and wants to show up in their authentic energy, the more they're realizing like people are treating them differently. People are going to come at them. People are going to say like they're crazy. They're you know whatever it is. Anytime someone's like really waking up spiritually and shifting their life in a big way, any of like the very lower level people that are being controlled unknowingly by um, more negative spirits, are going to like work to hold that person back or down energetically. It's like not a conscious thing that they're doing, but it's just this group energy that everyone kind of like buys into. And whenever you choose to step out of that and step into your divine path, that really goes against like the world, quote unquote. And most people are concerned with fitting in with the world. And when you step outside of that mold and you don't care what people think anymore, it just makes people feel really uncomfortable. And it can be a really hard process to like adjust to, especially in the beginning. So the other person here is like going through that. They're no longer worrying about what everyone's thinking and giving so much power and control to all of this like frivolous, like worldly stuff that doesn't really matter, that everyone is like pretty controlled by and like revolving their whole um, world by. So yeah, this person's definitely just waking up and realizing that a lot of their choices and decisions in the past were influenced and controlled so much by others, and wanting to be liked by others, approved by others, fit in with others, wanting to please others, wanting to make choices that would make other people happy. It's like they weren't putting themselves first, focusing on themselves. So they may not have had the intentions to specifically team up with people that didn't like you in order to hurt you, but it's like they were so influenced and controlled by like just worrying about like generally what people thought about them, that they couldn't step outside certain norms. And so then that really held them back from being able to make certain choices towards you in the relationship. And so then inadvertently they were giving these people that have hurt you like exactly what they wanted, or like the power that they wanted in the situation without even meaning to. So now they're waking up to that realization and how they've done that. And so it's like they want to move forward and just have like a complete fresh start, um, with fully realizing like what happened in the past and how they influence and affect things and like did certain things. So in the future energy, we have the Knight of Curses and the Five of Swords. So they're realizing like a lot of their fears are not real and they can easily move through this. A lot of their fears were literally their own shadow. Like um it doesn't have to hold them back and hold them down and be the end all of end all. It's like they can easily move through this uncomfortable energy. They have a lot more tools inside of them now that they've like taken the time out to do like inner spiritual work. They're able to navigate like these difficult things that are around them. So they feel like this is the time to like move forward and have like a new start or a new beginning here. So this is really cool. Really cool energy. I think this is a really cool card, and the position it showed up in is literally perfect. Um, this is like one of my favorite readings I've done, probably. This is awesome. Like, there's stepping out of like the hive collective mindset and starting to think for themselves and see spirit all around them working in their life and stepping into their divine path and out of, again, like living for others, living to please others, living for these worldly desires and attachments that we really don't get to take with us, and focusing more on the spiritual things that really matter and not worrying what anyone thinks about that. Like if anyone's thinking they're cuckoo crazy or Cocoa Puffs. So literally on the bottom of the deck of one of our oracle cards, we have some decisions and choices that you have made are based in fear and not heart-centered knowledge. Fear is your ego wanting control. Take a step back and make a responsive choice rather than a reactive one. Then you're able to see the truth of the best choice with a calm and centered manner. Also have creativity. So they're starting to wake up and realize like they can make completely different choices and not worry about what anyone thinks and just be divinely led. Um, that's kind of more important. On the bottom of another oracle deck, we have Fairy Realm, playful. The elements are here to offer help. Sorry. The elements are here to offer help to remember your childlike self. Be playful and feisty when life gets too serious. Your inner child wants you to explore your magical side and run free. And serendipity, fate. The stars are aligned as everything comes together in perfect timing. The signs you are receiving are accurate and telling you to move forward. Expect positive and ferocious outcomes with relationships and careers. Ooh, and then underneath that, we have turn over a new leaf, renew. A second chance is being given to transform yourself or the situation. Let the lessons of the past serve as a catalyst for a clean slate moving forward. When I was picking up this card, I like accidentally picked up both of them, so I decided to read it. But I feel like the reason why that happened is so I could definitely see this card as well. Sometimes I keep going on the bottom, but I don't always. So really beautiful energy. You maybe had to like set some heavy boundaries in the situation in the past. So Spirit was saying that was definitely the right move. Protection needed. Shield. It is vital at this time to protect your energy field as others may be projecting negative energy onto you. You may also be in an environment for which you are absorbing negative vibes that are draining you. Call in Archangel Michael for protection to clear your energy field. Having a practice of grounding and putting a protective bubble around you every day will be helpful. Yeah, so the more you step into your spiritual path and you are just not at all concerned with what other people think, and you're just trying to live in your authentic truth. It's like um, you may have a lot you're kind of navigating at this time. That's definitely what I was picking up. It's like the viewer could just have a lot going on around them, and it's like you're having to rely on a lot of your tools to kind of shield yourself and protect yourself. And so definitely call on your spiritual team if you start to feel overwhelmed at any point. Remember, you're never alone, even if it could feel like that whenever you're kind of going against like the status quo, if you will. It can be draining and it can get really hard. So definitely protect yourself, take care of yourself, give back to yourself. Past life karma, cycles. This indicates a past life is the reason why the intense energy surrounds you, the person, or situation. Look into ways to clear past life karma and see the bigger picture of the situation by viewing it from a lesson perspective. Taking ownership for your part and forgiveness are key in releasing past life karma. There's a lot of healing here. Stormy seas, unrest. There's a storm brewing that needs your attention. When faced with uncertainty, it's an opportunity to make adjustments and course corrections. So you have all the tools in you to make these adjustments and know how to navigate. It's just like falling back on your intuition and your connection with spirit to guide you through any uncertainty. And we have reunion of souls and stripping illusions on the bottom of the deck. And we also have this truth card. So the eagle is like the messenger. So this card is all about the messages you are receiving are true, and you can trust that you're being guided by spirit at this time, or spirit is working with you to give you these messages in order to help guide you moving forward. So it may seem kind of crazy, like if you're starting to get certain messages that are making you think about this person that's been showing up in this connection, but it's like, well, they really hurt me or they really betrayed me. It's like it could feel really confusing, but spirit is confirming there's something here, or there's something to this. There's healing to be done if you kind of follow the signs and synchronicities that are being given to you, the messages that you're being given about this connection at this time to kind of like move forward in a better way. We literally have healing energy. So right now it's like in this egg stage, in this potential stage. So there's an opportunity to kind of release the past and grow and transform into something different. The death here. Oh, wow, literally emotional release. So, yeah, there's an opportunity to release the past and plant new seeds for the future. Like allow things to kind of transform and change and grow into something new. Kind of trust how you're being guided. So I'm going to read both of these for you. The lotus flower is a funny plant. It flourishes in the muck and mud. Apparently, in spite of the muck of its birth, beautiful petals open up layer after layer, revealing more and more of its inner beauty. You're being called to strip away illusion after illusion from your life. You're being asked to enable your true essence to shine through. Allow layer after layer of false beliefs, cluttered thinking, unfulfilled relationships, chaotic environments to go by the wayside to reveal the perfect essence of your core self. This process is challenging at best. We tend to hold on to the illusions we have created, thinking they keep us safe. All they really do is blind us to our true beauty and potential. This card is calling you to look at your truth in the face and not let illusions cloud your view of the true beauty of yourself and others. So yeah, with the lotus coming up through the mud, there's like an opportunity to grow out of the muck of whatever the situation has been and kind of transform into something really beautiful and unique and different, that brings like a lot of spiritual healing into your life. There is a school of thought that says before our souls come to earth, we make contracts or agreements with other souls. At one point in time, we appear in each other's lives to assist those involved in learning a lesson, being a catalyst for a needed change, or to share in profound joy. When a person comes into your life to teach you a lesson, no matter the human form, no matter the human experience, this agreement is based in love. The human experience may have been painful and extremely challenging, acknowledging the depth of love needed for this connection to take place and then let them go. The experience may have been profoundly moving, but ending abruptly without reason. Again, be grateful and move on and cherish the lessons moving forward in your life in the way it was meant to be. Alternately, this card signifies a profound soulmate relationship, whether it be between lovers, friends, or parents and children. Cherish the gift given. So, um, I feel as though you had to, again, like you had to set really heavy boundaries with this at one point, and you did just kind of let it go. You just kind of chalked it up to like, okay, that person ended up really hurting me, or that was just like not my person, or you could have just like completely let it go. Like it could have been like the last thing you expected was to come across a reading that made you think of like whoever's been popping up in your mind throughout this reading. So it's like things always come back around like when you least expect it to, right? And there's definitely like a lot of healing from different cycles in the past, and like your souls could have like a contract in this lifetime to work through certain things and help each other heal through certain things and give each other's like new perspective in order to help each other grow. So, yeah, really beautiful message. We'll have an extended linked in the description box, taking a deeper look into this person, where they're at, what they're doing, their energy towards you, their thoughts and feelings towards you, some messages towards you, some zodiac signs, and then some more oracle cards. But if you're still watching, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a great day.